The world is not ready for the Tesla Semi. We've had a taste of what this vehicle is really capable of, and we know more about the Semi now than ever before, but the more we see, the more we appreciate just how much the world needs to change before the Tesla Semi can truly take over. And 2025 is going to be the year when that change really happens. Tesla has a lot of work that needs to get done in the months ahead, and here's what that looks like. The biggest development in the story of the Tesla Semi is this brand new, dedicated manufacturing plant that is being constructed right now on a property just next door to Tesla's existing Gigafactory in Sparks, Nevada, at the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center. This building will house 4 million square feet of new manufacturing space. No word yet on how many hamsters that might be able to contain, but I expect Elon will let us know when the time is right. And this is what the Tesla Semi factory looks like in January 2025. Not too bad, right? On the outside, at least, it seems to already be most of the way there. This video we're seeing right now is made possible by Zanagler, the Tesla Semi advocate. He's been posting regular drone flyovers of Giga Nevada, so go support that dude if you're into this kind of stuff. What's crazy here is that Tesla only broke ground on the site at this time last year, so that's a pretty large building to throw up in just 12 months. What you'll also notice here is that there is a secondary structure going in just behind the main factory. That one is in a much earlier phase of construction, and we are being told that this will eventually become a dedicated stamping facility. That means it'll be taking very big sheets of steel and aluminum and forming them into body panels and frame sections for the semi-trucks. Tesla's goal right now is to begin limited production at this facility at some point in the second half of 2025, with customer deliveries and volume production coming in 2026. The capacity of this semi-factory is going to be 50,000 units per year, which would average out to over 130 truck builds per day, which is over 5 trucks average per hour, which would be something like 1 truck every 15 to 20 minutes. That's if the factory runs 24/7, so the real number would probably be like 1 truck every 5 minutes, which is crazy. Or at least it sounds crazy to me, but I don't really know anything about transport trucks. Is 50,000 a year a lot? We did some quick investigation, and this ended up being very enlightening. So in the USA, there is one large company called Packer. This is primarily focused on the design and manufacturing of heavy trucks. They own Kenworth and Peterbilt, which are brands that are very well recognized and respected in the world of American trucking. So I figured we could use that as a benchmark to figure out how many trucks you need to build in order to be competitive in this industry. And these numbers surprised me. In 2023, the Kenworth and Peterbilt brands sold a combined total of 109,000 Class 8 transport trucks, and the industry-wide market for Class 8 trucks in the United States and Canada for that same year saw 297,000 Class 8 trucks sold. So if Tesla wants to be a legitimate player in the semi-market, then 50,000 trucks per year is a great start, but they will need to at least double that number before they can start to match the existing players in terms of supply. Speaking of which, even without this giant factory online, there has still managed to be a slow and steady supply of the Tesla Semi rolling out over the past year, and it's looking like that trend will continue into 2025. Tesla appears to have so many semis right now that they've just parked one up on this ridge overlooking the factory construction site like some kind of decoration or a totem. It's been up there for days now. Again, video credit to Zanagler. Our boy also captured something very interesting last week when he spotted a pair of Tesla semis pulling tandem trailers, which is to say that each truck is pulling 2 trailers at once, and the second truck in the video is even pulling extra large trailers that tower over the height of the cab. This is the first time that Tesla Semi has been seen operating like this, and it's a really great sign that they are still actively expanding the vehicle's capabilities. We can see a rig like this being particularly useful at the Frito-Lay operation, which has a fleet of at least 15 Tesla semis that run delivery routes of over 400 miles per trip. Those semis are hauling loads of potato chips, which at this point are mostly just bags of air, thanks to shrinkflation, so they're clearly not anywhere close to maxing out the truck's weight capacity with one trailer full of chips. Being able to pull 2 trailers full of chips at one time would essentially double the value of Frito-Lay's existing Tesla delivery fleet, which is A pretty sweet deal. We have also seen the Tesla Semi begin to expand outside of the initial Pepsi fleet. We've seen Tesla trucks out in the world pulling trailers with both Costco and Walmart branding on the side. They've done some work with restaurant supply company Martin Brower, and of course, Tesla has been using the Semi for their own shipping operations. Trucks move supplies regularly between factories in Fremont, California and Sparks, Nevada. And now, in 2025, the Tesla Semi is in the hands of a new customer, Saya, which is a freight and logistics company that specializes in LTL shipping, which stands for less than truckload, which refers to any kind of transportation falling in between an individual parcel and a full truckload. So imagine you need to send a whole pallet full of boxes across the country. You can't roll up into the FedEx store with that, but you also don't need to rent out a whole truck to move it either. So an LTL shipper will collect a bunch of these medium-sized orders and load them up into one big truck to get it all where it needs to go. So that's a pretty interesting application for the Tesla Semi because you never know what the load is going to be on any particular day. If we needed any more proof that the Semi can do more than just hauling potato chips, this would definitely be it. Saya is reportedly very happy with the pair of Tesla Semis that they've taken delivery of so far, saying that the vehicles are able to handle both local and longer haul applications while delivering on a very high level of efficiency. The company says that they are getting as high as 1.73 kilowatt hours per mile of efficiency, which is a really good number given the size of the rig and the weight of the cargo. A high-efficiency electric car like the Model 3 rear-wheel drive would be at around 4 miles per kilowatt hour, while an inefficient electric car like the Hummer EV has been rated as low as 1.5 miles per kilowatt hour. So a Tesla Semi with a trailer can use less energy to drive around than a Hummer. I think that really helps to show the difference that Tesla is making here. Saya drivers have also echoed what we've heard from many other truckers who have used the Semi. It's smooth, comfortable, and easy to drive with the ability to maintain speed on steep hills. But it's not all been great news for the Tesla Semi going into 2025. The vehicle has just become the first ever electric transport truck to have a crash investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board in the USA. This stems from an incident in August 2024 when a Tesla Semi veered off of Interstate 80 in the Sierra Nevada mountains, smashed into a tree, and burst into flames at 3 in the morning. Luckily, the driver was not seriously injured and no other cars were involved. The purpose of these NTSB investigations isn't necessarily to blame Tesla for what happened, it's more focused on determining the cause and analyzing the response so that they can issue safety recommendations that might prevent similar events from happening. And this is particularly important for first responders and firefighters. They need very specific and well-informed guidelines on how to deal with these extra-large lithium-ion battery packs found in electric-heavy trucks. We are in the very early stages here, but this is something that needs to get figured out as we go along. There are something like 120,000 serious accidents involving transport trucks in the US every year. In addition to building out their semi-manufacturing plant, the next major piece of the puzzle for Tesla will be installing a charging network that can support the massive power needs of the semi-battery pack. We know that semi-megachargers have been installed at the distribution hubs where the trucks operate from, but we have yet to see any mega-charging stations out in the world that could be used by a semi mid-trip. That's something that needs to change in 2025. But what we have seen is Tesla begin to roll out their V4 supercharger cabinets, which is a good sign that the company is quickly moving towards building higher volumes of high-powered charging stations. Tesla says the new hardware is less complex, which should allow the company to expand the network in less time. The V4 cabinet can support up to 500 kilowatts of power output and is fully compatible with the 1000-volt architecture found in the Semi and the Cybertruck. In order to fast charge a Semi at maximum capacity, you need 1.2 megawatts of power, more than double the V4, but 500 kilowatts could be enough for right now. So, will the Tesla Semi take over in 2025? No, not really. We'll probably see another year of slow growth at best, but the important change that's happening right now is definitely going to lay the groundwork for 2026. So the takeover will begin now in 2025, but will continue on into the future.